My name is Hein Htet Aung, and today I'll be presenting my independent study. This study is a qualitative exploration of how consultancy is transforming with the rise of AI in enterprise IT services. Specifically, it looks at the emerging roles of AI consultants in enterprise IT. Traditionally, technical consultants have been central to supporting ERP systems. In the past few years, AI has begun reshaping this role dramatically. I've chosen this topic because I've been closely involved in enterprise IT consulting, particularly in SAP environments, where technical consultants are traditionally at the center of ERP systems. From my own professional experience, I noticed that consultants are no longer just implementing softwares. They're being asked to integrate intelligent solutions, automations, and AI automations into daily operations. So this observation gave me the idea: how is this role evolving, and what happens when AI becomes a core part of enterprise systems? So as AI becomes more integrated into enterprise IT, the expectations of consultants are shifting. Traditional consultants no longer can remain only system implementers. They need to evolve into AI-focused advisors who can guide business through intelligent solutions. So I've developed these objectives by looking at three layers of transformation. The first objective, consultants' personal experience, to explore consultants' perceptions. This came directly from my observation in the field where consultants openly discuss how AI tools affect their daily work. Second objective is the skills and mindset changes required. It is to identify the competencies and mindset shifts. um, Third objective is the organizational context, is to examine the organizational and technological factors. So from these objectives, I formulated the three research questions. The first question focuses on perceptions. I want to capture how consultants themselves describe the impact of AI, not just theoretical, but through lived experiences. Second question asks about preparedness. I included this because I noticed some of the consultants embrace AI while others resisted it. Um, Third question is about organizational environments. I frame this way because companies, cultural resources, and leadership often determines whether consultants can successfully transition into AI consultants. So this study is significant for two main reasons. For scholars, it provides insight into how AI is changing the consulting profession. For consultants myself, it highlights the skills and mindset shifts needed to succeed in AI-driven roles in the future. The scope of this study is to focus on SAP ERP consultants with at least 3 years of consulting experiences. It follows the qualitative exploratory case study approach with thematic analysis. However, there are some limitations. The research is focused in Southeast Asia, even though the research is of not relying on geographical data. And the technology and limitation. Another one is technology is shifting rapidly, and lastly, it relies on TAM framework, which is the technological acceptance model, but with an extension. So there's a wide range of literatures that I followed, but these are the five I found the most relevant to my work and research. The first one being TAM, as mentioned before, technological acceptance model. It is useful for understanding how consultants perceive AI adoption through usefulness and ease of use. Second one, human AI collaboration. It highlights how trust and transparencies are critical in making consultants comfortable with AI tools. Third one, AI-enabled transformation. It focused on how AI drives value creation and business insight. Uh, Second to last, active network theory. It helped frame consultants, organization, and AI as interconnected actors within a dynamic systems. Lastly, social technical system theories. It reminded me that the technology and people need to evolve together for AI adoption to succeed. For methodology, I adopted the qualitative phenomenological approach for my case study because my goal was to capture consultants' lived experiences of AI transformation. I used the thematic analysis explained before to identify recurring themes and patterns across responses. I conducted 10 semi structured interviews, which allows me flexibility while still focusing on my research objectives. For sampling, I use purposive sampling to target experienced ERP consultants and snowball sampling to expand my participants through referrals. To analyze the interviews, I transcribed and coded them using NVivo 15 software. Here, this slide shows how transcripts were broken down. Each participant response was coded into meaningful categories. So, NVivo helped me organize complex qualitative data into systematic insights. Here, this is a coding overview of NVivo. You can see how I categorize themes such as decision making, improvement, efficiency, perceived usefulness, and ease of use, and organizational factors. And there's more to come. This table shows the distribution of code references across 10 participants. For example, perceived usefulness accounted for largest share, about 25%, followed by the efficiency gain and the decision making. And also another one is the future role and evolution. It counts almost the same as perceived usefulness, 25.6%. So here I converted the previous coding into scores for each participant 1 to 10 to show the intensity of responses. A higher number reflects stronger presence of that theme in a participant's interview. This scoring helps visualize differences. For instance, perceived usefulness was consistently high. SAM's participant score low in the organizational support is showing variations in company readiness. Excuse me. This is the hierarchical visualization of all themes. So the larger blocks also represent stronger and more frequently coded themes. For example, perceived usefulness and future role and evolution. It takes up a huge amount of space within this framework. So this visual shows the interconnectedness between usability of trust, organizational readiness, and ethical considerations in shaping consultants' transformation. So let's look at the themes that emerge from my findings. So the theme one, perceived usefulness, accounts for 25.3%, is one of the two most dominant theme. And yeah, so almost every participant found AI tools useful, whether in cloud engineering, blueprints, discussions, or suggesting solutions to client. Second theme, perceived ease of use, came out moderately strong theme, around 13% of references. Consultants highlighted challenges around training and learning curves, whether AI tools were intuitive or require extra effort. So, yeah. Third theme is the organizational factors. So they were less prevalent, but still significant, around like 12%. One senior director I interviewed, he explained how leadership plays an active role in encouraging staff to play around with AI. So it shows how organizational cultural impact adoption. So trust is account for 15% of the references. Many stress that they need to cross-check AI outputs for accuracy and reliability. Uh, Ethical concerns like data privacy and misuse of client data made up around 9%. The consultants expressed a cautious and pragmatic stance. Sorry, balancing AI efficiency and responsibility. Lastly, the future role evolution. This theme was most dominant of all, tied closely with for usefulness. consultants were deeply preoccupied with how AI will reshape their careers from prompt engineering to refining deliverables. So, based on my finding, I developed a consulting AI operating model, or KIOM, as frameworks for how consulting firms can successfully adopt AI. It's designed as a cycle, so the life cycle, so it never stops. So the cycle starts with governance. This means establishing clear AI usage policy and data protection and ethical oversights. Um, so governance provide the guide trails that keep AI use responsible, compliant, and trustworthy. Second phase is the implementation. It is embedded directly into consulting workflows. It involves choosing the right license platform, integrating them into ERP systems, and making sure the technical infrastructure is in place. Um, Thirdly, the third phase is the change management. After implementation, it focus shifts to change management. So adoption doesn't succeed unless people actually use the tool. So it requires leadership modeling. When leaders shows confidence in AI use, others will follow. Lastly, is the capability development. Finally, we arrive at capability development for consultants that needs hybrid skills sets, technical AI literacy, ethical judgment, and strategic consulting enterprise. This stage ensures consultants don't just use AI but also adapt their roles, gain new competencies like prompt engineering, data analytics, and align these skills with business strategy. So the cycle continues. It goes back to governance, and new skills and tools and practices emerge, and they have to practice the governance again. Yeah. So I have developed some few recommendations to implement this kind of model. So for organization, the priority is to create a foundation that aligns with the Kion cycle. Institutionalizing governance frameworks ties directly back to the governance stage of this model. Adopting, customizing, testing, and deployment approaches. It strengthened the implementation stage. And of course, embedding verification into workflows, it addressed the trust and capability side, ensuring consultants can confidently rely on AI outputs. Recommendations for consultants professional like myself. We must have, firstly, we have to develop adaptive and hybrid skill sets, blending technology AI literacy with business consulting expertise. Secondly, we have to embrace AI as a collaborator, not as a substitute, using it to augment human judgment rather than replacing it. Thirdly, there's a commitment to lifelong learning. Um, AI evolves quickly, and consultants must continuously upskill and stay relevant. Otherwise, we'll be out of jobs. For policymakers, recommendation, they need to establish sectors of specific AI guidelines because consulting in healthcare, finance, or logistic has very different risk and requirements. Additionally, they should support workforce transition policies, ensuring consultants displaced or disrupted by AI can retain or adapt rather than being left behind. Lastly, this finally, this studies opens up directions to future research. We need a longitudinal adoption study to track how consultants' role evolve over time. Secondly, comparative sectorial research can highlight differences between industries. For example, how AI adoption looks in IT services versus manufacturing. It's also important to include multi-stakeholder perspective, not just consultants, but also clients, vendors, and regulators. And lastly, behavioral validation is needed to test whether consultants' status attitudes towards AI match their actual adoption practices. Well, that has come to my conclusion, and thank you very much for your attention. Bye bye.